Bitcoin, Dogecoin and Ethereum. Unless you've been living under a rock away from civilization, I'm pretty sure you've come across some of these terms through various news channels. But just to explain to those uninitiated, these are cryptocurrencies powered by blockchain technology. And many across the globe have contrasting opinions on how these will play a role in our financial structure. Some believe that these cryptocurrencies will replace the traditional modes of payment that we have now, while others believe that this is just another fad that will soon pass away, like fidget spinners and Pokemon Go. In this video, I'll explain what cryptocurrencies are, why some feel it's the future, and why some think it's a fad, and how they're different from how we currently transact, so that you can decide for yourself on whether these cryptocurrencies are the future or if it'll just fizzle out. Before moving on to what cryptocurrencies are and how blockchain technology enables them, let us first understand how this currency came into being and how it facilitated better trading. The earliest form of trading recorded was through exchange of goods, also known as the barter system. One party could give away what it had in surplus in exchange for something that they need. For example, let's say farmer A had a bumper harvest which resulted in a surplus of wheat and he wanted more fertilizers to prepare for the next season. And farmer B had a relatively average harvest and is looking to offload some of the fertilizers that he had in exchange for some grains for the next season. This seems like a match made in heaven where both farmers A and B could get what they wanted for the next season. However, this system fails in many ways. One might not find a buyer for what he's trying to sell, or even if they did, the buyer might not be selling what they want. And this is where currencies came into being. Currencies, like coins, acted as a medium that enabled the trading of goods, with the assurance that people valued them and accepted them in exchange for goods or services. The earliest known version of currencies were gold and silver coins that were used over 5,000 years back. These coins made trading much easier, removed the requirement of both parties needing to have or offer what the other party wanted. So if farmer A wanted a fertilizer and farmer B did not want wheat grains in exchange, he could get the trade done with the help of coins. Now, the question might arise, how many coins should farmer A pay to get fertilizer from farmer B? The price of the fertilizer is immaterial in this example. We are only concerned about the value of each coin. The price of coins when they were made of gold was worth their weight, well, literally in gold. And soon enough, countries started running out of gold and other precious metals to make coins out of. And soon came coins made of cheaper metals and currency notes. Now the value of these coins is not worth their weight like gold coins, but is predefined by an institution like the Reserve Bank of India that regulates their supply. If you take a 20 rupee note, you'll find the following statement in it. I promise to pay the bearer the sum of 20 rupees. You could even call the currency note a receipt of an asset or a service that you have received worth the value of the currency note. The cost of producing a 10 rupee note might not differ much from that of a 2000 rupee note, but the difference comes in the price that the regulatory institution and the governed people value it at. Soon enough, the next form of payment came, where there were no physical entities involved. I'm talking about credit cards, debit cards, UPI, and other platforms that enable online payments for transactions. However, they're still regulated and controlled by a central authority, and all transactions made are visible only to that central authority. And this central authority keeps a spreadsheet or a ledger of all transactions made under that jurisdiction. So if person A purchased something on Amazon for 1,000 rupees, a deduction of 1,000 rupees would be made from person A's bank, an addition of 1,000 rupees would be made to Amazon's bank account, ignoring any service charges associated with the transaction. Cryptocurrencies plan to take this to the next level. They eliminate the need for any central authority to regulate the coins or tokens with the help of blockchain technology. Explaining blockchain would require an entire video of its own, but blockchains are essentially chains of blocks that are linked to one another in a sequence. Each block contains some information, a unique ID for that block generated from the information it houses, called its hash, and also the previous block's hash. It is this previous block's hash that keeps all the blocks linked to one another, especially forming a chain. Blockchains find their applications in various fields and cryptocurrencies are just one of them. Here, the information stored in the blocks are the transaction details, like the senders and receivers IDs and the amount transferred. There can be additional details too that are recorded, but it's generally kept to a minimum to ensure that the transaction rate of the blockchain does not go down. A copy of these blockchains is present on millions of computers across the globe, and all these computers have the ledger of transactions that have happened on that blockchain. This is why cryptocurrencies do not need a central authority to regulate, because millions of people across the world called miners ensure that it's regulated. Now let's have a look at why many people think that cryptocurrencies are the next big thing. Firstly, cryptocurrencies are regulated by millions of people across the globe who have a copy of all the transactions that have happened on the blockchain and not just by a central authority. This is called decentralization and is one of the major security strengths that cryptocurrencies boast. If a notorious hacker wanted to take down the traditional payment system and get money credited to their account, they would have to breach only through the central authorities or the bank's security system. And once breached, they could alter the ledger that is maintained to reflect that their account has been credited with how much ever money they want. However, with cryptocurrencies, one can't alter any blocks and get cryptocurrencies credited to their accounts easily, because there are millions of other copies of the same blockchain that they would have to change too. Even if they did manage to change it on millions of copies, the change would still be invalid as the hash of the block would be changed due to the change in information. This would clash with the hash present in the next block, effectively breaking the chain. Secondly, transferring cryptocurrencies across countries and continents is cheaper than traditional methods. If you had to send some Indian rupees to someone in the United States, you would have to pay additional fees such as forex charges and other service charges. However, with crypto, you could send amount to anyone across the world and not have to worry about additional fees, except for the transactional fees, which are independent of location. There are multiple other benefits as well, such as privacy and protection from inflation, that gives cryptocurrencies the potential to be global form of currency. Now, let's look at the other side of the story. Many people think that cryptocurrencies are just a fad and they're just a bubble waiting for its imminent burst. And most of this fear can be associated with the volatility of cryptocurrencies. Since they're not regulated by the government, the prices of these cryptocurrencies can shoot up or plummet down with people's sentiments. This volatility, due to a single tweet by Elon Musk or a multi-million-dollar hack, is one of the reasons why cryptocurrencies have been receiving a lot of criticism. There have also been reports of millions of computers that house multiple copies of the blockchain, using up a lot of power and harming the environment. This has been another source of backlash, but with advancements in verifying the transactions made in the blockchain, there are many blockchains that are coming to advertise to be eco-friendly. Again, as cryptocurrencies aren't regulated, if a transaction gets cancelled or someone accidentally sends some cryptocurrency to the wrong person, there is no intermediary present who can settle the dispute or get a refund. And finally, currently, there are not many institutions that accept cryptocurrency for payments. And this low adoption rates among companies and other service providers have caused people to stay away from cryptocurrencies. Now that you've heard both sides of the story, what do you think cryptocurrencies will turn out to be? Will it redefine finance and be the next big thing? Or will the bubble burst, leaving all those who use cryptocurrencies on a regular basis stranded? Let me know in the comment section down below.